Just win, baby. 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 Just win, baby.
What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 7 Real Men Are Raiders podcast. I am CT Dinero. Thank you all very much for tuning in, whether it's live in the future. I appreciate every single one of you guys. At 66 subscribers, come on. I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers before the end of the season. I know I can do it. It's like about 10 subscribers a week. I got this. We can do it. Like and share the video. I appreciate it. Every single one of you guys, coming off these two big wins against these division rivals. Oh man, I'm pumped, man. I wasn't really thinking playoffs and what we could do, but I mean, whether I'm thinking it or not, like we honestly have a chance to get in. And there's a few things that gotta happen. I'm gonna talk about a little bit later in the show. There's a few things that gotta happen. It's not just us. Unfortunately, it's always kind of like that. We gotta like win out, and then we gotta depend on other teams, to lose, or certain teams to lose to certain teams and stuff like that. So we're gonna get into it in a little bit later. But one more time, I'm pushing the sale. I'm pushing it back one more week, so it was gonna be over on Christmas, and that's for all the Real Men Are Raiders merch, for the sweaters, the hoodies, the Max Crosby t-shirt and hoodies, the Real Men Are Raiders t-shirt and hoodies. Right now, whether you go through Instagram shop, 2 Point Conversion LLC, or you go to the website right here on the bottom, www.2pcclothingapparel.com. That's the number 2, pcclothingapparel.com, for all your Real Men Are Raiders merch, the official brand for the Real Men Are Raiders merch, the sponsor of all these shows from now on. So go and check it out, and visit the website. Even if you don't get anything, visit the website and help get the algorithm up. I appreciate it. So getting into these next few games, we got the Colts coming up, and honestly, I don't even really know too much about what they've been doing. I haven't really had time to like study too much about them right now. Menace, what up? What up, Menace? John Leon, what's up, man? Appreciate y'all. Menace, I got your sweater. I got your sweater in too, fam. So I'm gonna be either mailing it to you, or might just take it to you because I wanted to give you some extra stuff for being the very first person. So salute to you, Menace. I appreciate you, man. You better roll one. But yeah, like I was saying about the Colts game, I haven't really done too much digging on the Colts. Probably gonna do a little bit more once it gets closer to the game. Been really busy trying to get the website back up and running, the shop, get merch done. I've been doing a lot of stickers and stuff lately for a lot of people. So I've been putting in the work, and still trying to put out content and everything like that, So it's a grind, and I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Protect the Shield, what up, fam? TRS, you already know, Raider Syndicate. Yeah, I appreciate you for tapping in, fam. But coming off these two big wins, division rivals, I think with that win against the Chiefs, I think we knocked them out of the first seed in the AFC, like in the standings for the playoffs and everything like that, So that's pretty dope. Seeing all the memes with the Taylor Swift and everything, man, I can't get enough of them. I'm loving them right now. It's fun to watch, man. It was a great game by our defense, and that's all I can really say. Offense struggled again, continues to show signs of struggling, and we have our up games and we have our down games, and so either way though, a win's a win. Defense came out with a dub. Jack Jones doing his thing again, like that stare down, with him and then Mahomes, like that right there could go on a shirt, like that right there, that was dope. What did he say? Take the magician out the act, or take the magician out and the act is over, or something like that. Like, yeah, now I'm loving what Jack Jones is doing. The way Antonio Pierce is able to see the talent and let the guys be, like let the guys really be the guys, and I've seen a lot of discipline. I think the players are taking a lot of count on themselves, for how the team's playing, as far as like discipline and points and stuff like that. The defense, holding everybody accountable. The offense, I think our penalties have been down a lot ever since AP's taken over. And he's letting the guys be free spirits. When they win, he lets them celebrate how they want to. When they lose, he knows it's a tough loss. He lets them, take the loss how they want. And at the end of the day, he still comes in and manages to get, like everything out of these guys, so especially the defense. So hats off to the defense. They're carrying us right now. They say they say defense wins championships, so do you think our defense can, like really stand up with all the other best defenses that we might see in the playoffs? We got the Niners, Baltimore, Philly. There's a lot of good teams out there that not only have a good defense, but they have an offense that could put up points. And right now, that's the only thing that's really holding our team back, is our defense is putting up more points than our offense at this point, and like I said, I'll take it. A win's a win, but at the same time, if we make it to the playoffs, we need to be able to contend with those teams and be able to capitalize like that Chargers game and be able to put up those points off of turnovers when it's not a pick six or a fumble recovery for a touchdown. So I would like to see some more consistency out of the offense, especially if we do get into the playoffs. Like I said, I know we got to win out, and I got a little thing right here. Let me just bring it up real quick. All right, so from what I could see, we got to win out. Cincinnati has to lose one game, and they play Kansas City and the Browns. Pittsburgh has to lose to the Ravens, and they play Seattle, and then they play the Ravens their last game. So that's for the AFC South. Texans got to lose one game. They play the Titans, and they play the Colts. Colts got to lose one game. They play us, and then they play the Texans. Buffalo got to lose both their games to the Patriots and to Miami. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if Buffalo's going to lose to New England. Jacksonville got to lose to the Titans, and they play Carolina. Then they close out to the Titans. And the Chiefs got to lose out. They play Cincinnati, and then they play the Chargers. And with Justin Herbert being out, and I'm pretty sure the Chiefs are going to want to come out and they're not going to want to be shown out like that, at the end of the season, especially how we made them look, So yeah, we're gonna get into that. Russell Wilson being benched because he didn't want to I guess he didn't want to take a restructure on his contract or something like that. I don't know. It's crazy. So they benched him for that. But I mean, what do you guys really see happening? 3, 4, 5, and 6 will happen. I don't see Buffalo losing to New England, and I don't see Kansas City losing to the Chargers. Those are the two games that I don't see happening. Everything else I think could happen. I mean, I don't really know. I think Burrow's out, isn't he? I'm not really too sure on the rest of the league, to be honest. Been really busy with just Raider stuff. But there's a lot of stuff that has to happen, and we got to win out, So I could see us winning these last two games. I really can. The Colts, like I said, I don't think they're playing too good. Wilson will probably be benched, for the rest of the season. That's what it's looking like. So I don't know if that's gonna hurt Denver's progress, what they're doing, if they have that much faith in whoever their backup is. I don't even know who their backup is. But so we only need 4 of them to happen. Oh, okay. I thought we needed everything to happen. Well, if that's the case, then yeah. Oh, they got Stiddy, huh? Yeah, that's right. They got Stidham. Oh shit. Oh man. So we're playing Jared Stidham he's gonna be starting for the Broncos when we play him the last game of the season. That is gonna be interesting. I hope he ain't gonna want to get like some revenge game and shit like that. I mean, because they still got weapons. And I'm not gonna knock Stidham. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I don't think he has what it takes to be a consistent starting quarterback. But I mean, what he showed for us at the last end of the season, that first game, them not having a lot of tape on him, Some say it was a fluke. It was still a good game. And then that last game we got blown out because I think they just had too much tape on him, and him being just, you know, his second start, everything like that. It was just, I think it was just too much for him. Only 4 of them need to happen. Oh, 4 of the 7 must. Okay. All right. Good looking out. Protect the shield. I didn't see it. They did it all small and they do everything else all big. You know, I look at what's fucking more important. I don't always read the directions, but all right. So we only need 4 of them to happen. All right, then. So let's see it like this then. I could see Colts winning the one game, or losing the one game. And I could see us beating them that one game. I could see us beating the Broncos. So that's 2. Or does that count as the same thing? I could see Pittsburgh losing to the Ravens. And I could see Cincinnati losing to the Chiefs. I don't see anything happening. I don't see the 2 games losing with Buffalo. So I'll scratch that out. Yeah, we got a lot of tape on Stidham. Bet you Max is a little familiar with him too. Shout out Protect the Shield. Looking at that right there. We only need 4 of those to happen. If we need 4 of those to happen, we win out. We're in the playoffs. And I honestly think we can have 4 of those happen. Honestly think we can have 4 of those happen. Now you got me a little bit now you got my attitude a little bit different there, Chris. Shout out Protect the Shield. I did not see that. I thought we needed all that shit to happen. All right, well, there it is. Well, shit, let's get Raiders in the chat. Shit. We looking at playoffs, baby. All right. Yeah, you got my attitude totally different. I didn't even read that. I looked at this thing at least 4 times today, and like actually like looked at it, was like, damn, like, can all of this happen? And I didn't even pay attention to the little shit on top. Hey, yo, that's facts, John. We need him to how he was in the Chargers game. He was almost perfect I don't want to say perfect in the Chargers game, but from what I saw, him not putting up any points or us not doing anything and not really getting close to anything, to getting the ball out quick, them looking like they had a really good game plan and they executed the shit out of that game plan. You know, and not only that, but the defense showed up like they've been doing, gave us extra opportunities like they've been doing, and Jack Jones, you know, putting in work. And shout out to AP for trusting Jack Jones and letting him be him, and coming over here and showing up and showing out, because he's been a real vital piece to our defense. What is up, Rafa? Hey, y'all, don't forget to hit that like. If you guys ain't subscribed, don't forget to hit that subscribe. I'm at 66 subscribers, trying to get to 100 by the end of the season. Come on, hit that like, get the algorithm up, share the video. You know, that's how we get more people to build this community. So I appreciate y'all. I'm nothing without y'all. G Money, baby, saying Raiders. That's what I'm talking about. He was throwing the ball behind the receivers against the Chiefs. Yeah. I think he felt a little bit more pressure in that Chiefs game. It just the whole game plan didn't look the same. I don't know if they really like game plan for Chris Jones the way they did for Mac, you know. So it didn't look like their game plan was kind of the same, and it looked like it was like just a step behind from what the Chiefs were doing. So yeah, I agree. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he had a completion in the whole second half. Like, I don't think he had a completion in the whole second half. So yeah, for us to have shut out Mahomes, all the twatties and the twifties and whatever the hell they call themselves. Yeah. Road to 100. Let's get it. That's what I'm talking about. Hit that like, y'all. Hit that like. I'm going to hit that 100. I don't care if I got to make 30 burner accounts. I will hit that 100. Best believe it. I will hit that 100. Renfro, I'm not against trading Renfro, and I've said it, and the syndicate does not agree with me. At least most of them don't. But we would have to get a lot for Adams, and depending on what quarterback we get, I mean, Adams could be a good option for him, but at the same time, like I don't know if it's gonna be too much pressure for a young quarterback to make sure Adams gets the ball, everything like that. I know Adams is a good receiver. I know at least I have that feeling that we're gonna have a major upgrade at quarterback. Come this offseason. So there's gonna be a lot to talk about this offseason. Might have to bump my podcast up to twice a week, man. This offseason stays active, So I honestly think we're gonna get a solid upgrade at quarterback this offseason. Some people are saying it might be Fields, some people are saying it might be someone in the draft. If we make it to the playoffs, that's pushing our draft pick farther back, so that it might be more looking like Justin Fields at that point. Because if unless we trade up, Adams could be part of that trade. Who knows? That's stuff to talk about once we see where the dust settles, where the season ends. Because to kind of think about it right now, like, all right, yeah, we can get this person, we can get this person. I mean, it makes for conversation and maybe good content for some people, but I mean, it at this point, it's kind of I don't want to say it's pointless, because you do your studying and everything, but to think that we're gonna be in the top 6, like I'm pretty sure we're out of the top 10, or I think we're like around like 14 or 15 right now. So and we have the possibility to win these next 2 games, and I don't want us to go out and lose. So yeah, see that draft pick getting pushed a little bit farther back, and the only way we really bump up our draft pick is with a good option, and that could be Adams, or we just would do what everybody thinks we're going to do, and look at Justin Fields in the offseason, because the farther back we go, the less chance we have of getting one of those top tier quarterbacks that everybody, all the fans and everybody wants. So but I'm not against trading Adams though. Honestly, I would be trade Adams to the Jets, and we get like Quentin Williams, and or a solidified player, like Pro Bowler, like some type of solidified player, and like a first and a third this year, and maybe like a second next year. Like we have to, if we're gonna trade Adams, we got to take advantage of the capital that he has right now, because in a couple of years we're gonna be paying him quarterback money, and even if we have a rookie quarterback, like that's still a lot of money to pay one person, and like still try to build, like have a lot of star players on your roster, because Jack Jones, I'm gonna want Jack Jones back. I want Jacoby Myers back. I want Spillane back. So I mean, all those players are gonna want like bigger, longer contracts, and I don't blame them. They played good this year. Um, the only person I'm really not sure of, and I'm more towards the side that they're not coming back, is Josh Jacobs. Unfortunately, that's the only person. You could franchise him and trade him. Yeah, that's also an option, because I already know where he's gonna want a big contract like what he did. So we're not gonna be able to give him that. Either that, or we're not gonna want to give him that. So what do you guys think? You know, Showed up the little chart. Shout out to Chris. He corrected me on everything. What do you guys think as far as that now? Like we're like if we get to the playoffs, and if we do get to the playoffs, like can we do something in the playoffs? What do you guys think? I mean, if the defense keeps playing the way they're playing, I see us, and like John said, O'Connell can start to pick things up just a little bit quicker and be a little bit more consistent on the offense. I could see us, making it, past that first game. I could see us making it past that first game in the playoffs. I could see us making it to the playoffs easy as that. Looking at what needs to be done, we got 4 of those things that need to be done. We got to win out 2 games. Russell Wilson's benched for the season. I don't think the Colts are playing good. Our defense is on fire. Our offense has to just be a little bit more consistent. AP's getting the most he can out of these players. And then there's fans on Twitter saying that they don't want Antonio Pierce as his head coach, as their head coach, because he's too hood. Like, we don't need hood. Like, he's been a fan for I don't know how long. I ain't gonna put up no names or anything like that, but man, you know what I'm saying? Like, those ain't fans, man. To see what Antonio Pierce has done with this team, and if you can't see it, you know, like as a fan, or realize it, you know, like what this team has done, I don't know what to tell you. I honestly think with that with that win over the Chiefs, that win over the Chargers, to come out the way they did after that horrible game against the Vikings, and now still be in contention for the playoffs. We just got to win these last two games that are winnable, and we need just four of those things to happen. Just four of these things to happen. Like, yeah, I could see us. Rafa, yes, sir. Thank you. Get me to 100 subs. Hit that like, y'all. On his way to 1,000. Yup. Shout out to Rafa. Let's get him to 1,000. Shout out to Rundown, just past 1,000 subs. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Syndicate, we're growing in numbers. You know, Leo too. He's close to breaking that 100 mark. Shout out to Cheeto Linus. You know, so the whole syndicate putting in work, y'all. I honestly think we could make something in the playoffs if we get a little bit more consistency from O'Connell on the offense. Bo Hardegree's just right now is just too inconsistent. Even him being up there, for us not to have like no completions. I know a lot rides on O'Connell and everything like that, but still, like, to what he did in the Charger game, and then like not to get no completions in the second half. I don't know. And then shout out to Zamir White. What did he have? He had 145 rushing yards, I think, or 105 total yards, and he was the leading rusher last week. So yeah, Zamir White put in work. Last week. Shout out to Zamir White. John Leon, Raider Nation's from the streets. Raider players, we were a hood at one point. Yeah, exactly. You know, so for him to be he said he was a fan for 30 plus years, and that we don't need no hood coach. You know, and it was like some Twitter post or something like that. Like, one of the guys from the group chat shared it, and it's just like, dude, like that ain't no fan. You know, like, it's about the shield. You know, that's what it is. Not the players, not the coach. Anybody that can make us better, you know, I'm willing to ride with it. And I actually got a lot of faith in Antonio Pierce. You know, him being a player's coach, everything he's been through, beating the Patriots undefeated that season, for the Giants to go in there, you know, and play the game they did, and everything, you know, the defense do what they did. Like, yeah, shout out to Antonio Pierce. Let him have the job. I'm down to roll with him. Yeah, that's facts. He doesn't have the head coaching resume, not for a head coach, you know, but everything he's done for this team, like exactly like how you said, that's good enough for me. You know, I have more faith in him than I had in Josh McDaniels. I'll tell you that. Yeah, I got way more faith in him than I had in Josh McDaniels. I mean, he already has this team to more wins than we had last year. I think we only had 6 wins last year. You know, we just hit 7. So that has to say something in its own, you know, and he's already won more games than Josh McDaniels won this season while he was here, you know, with more opportunity. So yeah, shout out to Antonio Pierce. He doesn't have the resume for it, but I mean, there's a lot of people that, you know, that don't have the what's on paper, you know, to have what it takes to, you know, get the most out of players. And he was just given the great opportunity to be the head coach of the team that he grew up being a fan of, you know. So I'm pretty sure it's a dream come true for him. I mean, if you guys saw after the game when they're interviewing him, like he was trying to hold back tears. Man. He was so emotional, just how big that game was, it being a division rival, the way they on Christmas, the way they had the Chiefs on the sideline, like they were flustered. The fact that the offense didn't do anything, it was the defense just shutting down Mahomes and Kelsey the whole time. Like, yeah, yeah. Shout out to AP, man. I'm down to give him the job. I'm down to give him the job. Who do you think we should get at OC? See, where I'm at on offensive coordinator is I think it all depends on what next quarterback we get. Cause I don't want a coordinator that's gonna come in and run like that old school, like John Gruden style offense. Like the NFL ain't there no more. Like we need a fresh new look on our offense. And we need someone that's gonna run, like if we're gonna run RPOs, don't run them with Aiden O'Connell, you know, because we know the run is never gonna be there. It's gonna be a pass option all the time. And or like he's gonna, flip it out, to one of his running backs. So if we're gonna have a coach that's gonna run like RPOs, we need to make sure that there's gonna be a quarterback, so I don't know if the quarterback determines the head coach, or if the or I mean the offensive coordinator, or if the offensive coordinator determines what quarterback we get. Because if we're gonna get a coordinator that wants to run stuff like that, we're gonna have to get a mobile quarterback. We can't get a pocket passer, someone like Aiden O'Connell. Like, that's just not gonna work. That offense isn't gonna work for that style of quarterback. So I'm kind of I don't really know what offensive coordinator to say I want, because I don't really know what quarterback we're gonna get. And I think depending on what quarterback we get depends on what kind of offense we're gonna run. So I don't really know on that one. The culture is what makes it the nation. Facts. The culture is what makes it the nation. That's why I think there is this little discussion we were having in our group chat, the Raider Syndicate chat, and they were saying that it was time for a culture change. And I was saying, I don't think it's time for a culture change, because we haven't had that Raider culture in a while. I think it was time to bring like that back. And I think it was like kind of misconstrued, like what I was meaning. I was meaning more like kind of like what that, like the vibe, the feel, like that's like how you said that Raider not giving a fuck, like, yeah, that's the Raider way, just like AP said. What are they gonna do? They're gonna talk their shit, and that's the Raider way, like, and that's what Raiders do, so we haven't had something to talk shit about in a long time. And I think now that our defense is playing the way it's playing, it's just like, yeah, I'm totally with it. I can't agree with you more, John. It is the culture that makes us, but take a look. So yeah, Colts definitely a winnable game. I think they got who they got, Minshew. They got Gardner Minshew at quarterback, and Russell Wilson ain't gonna be playing for Denver, so I'm with it. I'm with this. I want to see what these next 2 weeks are going to look like. As long as this offense picks up, I'll be excited about going into the playoffs. This offense continues to be inconsistent, I'm going to be a little bit worried, because the defense might be able to carry us through one game, but they ain't going to be able to carry us all the way. And unfortunately, um, even if we make it to the playoffs, I'm going to be happy we made it. That, like I said in one of my earlier shows, I think making the playoffs, the only thing that really comes from the playoffs is AP gets the job no matter what. That's honestly what I think. AP has to get the job. Mark Davis can't make that same mistake. Bisaccia, even though I agree that Bisaccia wasn't a long-term head coach, and AP might not be here, like, I'm not saying he's gonna be here no 20, 30 years, but what if he can get this team on the right track, and then like by next year we're back in the playoffs 2 years in a row? Like, we haven't done that, and we actually look more competitive next year, you know, with a better quarterback, better offensive coordinator, and you know the defense improves and everything like that. You know, I mean, 2-3 years, who's to say that this team that can't win, you know, a championship or two, you know, under Antonio Pierce? Like, I don't think it's impossible. I really don't. The only thing that's really hurting us right now is our quarterback and our lack of experience at quarterback, lack of experience at offensive coordinator. A couple other pieces too, you know. I think we need another corner, linebackers, interior defense. Um, I think we're gonna have to go another running back. I'm down to pick up another tight end, you know, like later on in the draft. Get another young guy in here, you know, another Michael Mayer or something like that. Facts. That's exactly what I was saying. Sign Antonio Pierce for at least 3 years with like a 2-year outing. You know, at least give him 2 years, give him 2 solid years with no worries or anything, and see what he can do with the as a new regime, with the offseason, with the draft, with everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Got another one on the PRS fam up in here. Love the Raider rundown. I said earlier, getting a shout out earlier past that 1K. What's up, fam? You hear me? You good? What up, dog? Frozen? Someone take a screenshot, send it to rundown. Wait for him to get on frozen, bring him back up on the screen. But yeah, nah, man, I agree. Keep AP for at least 3 years. Give him a 2-year outing. See how he does with a draft, maybe 2 drafts, a full off season, and see what he can really do with this team. Because, like I said, with a better offensive coordinator, everything like that, I can see us being a lot more competitive. And if we make it to the playoffs this year, I can definitely see us making it to the playoffs next year if we keep AP. If we keep AP, I can definitely see us making it to the playoffs again. What up, rundown?
What's the deal, brother man? How you
What's
feeling,
up, fam? I'm good. I'm good. Chris pointed out something to me that I didn't really notice earlier, so kind of got my attitude a little bit different for these playoffs. This playoff talk.
Yeah, I mean, now that you done won, this is the game right here. You know that I was looking at that. I was like, everything don't matter unless you beat the Chiefs. But now that you done beat the Chiefs, you know everything in front of you now.
Yeah, yeah, and I think we knocked them out of being first seed in the AFC.
Yes, we did. Yes,
Yep.
we did.
So shout out to the Raiders for really ruining their Christmas on that.
Yes, sir. So, you know, what's the discussion going on, man? I mean, how are you feeling?
I mean, like I said, because I had this little thing up right here. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh no, I'm trying to stream it to my damn people.
All right. Let me take this off then. But pretty much what it says is, let me pull it up on my phone. It's pretty much saying like everything we got to do. You know, we got to win out. Colts got to lose one game. Cincy got to lose one game. Yeah, Pittsburgh got to lose to the Ravens. You know, stuff like that. And after seeing everything that's on there, like only 4 of them need to happen. It's just like, you know, a group of different things, and us having to win out. Like, yeah, I could definitely see us making it to the playoffs. You know,
I mean, no Kizzy, bro, no Kizzy. Or you can pull it up now. Now I got it all figured out. You know. Oh, and before we go any further, man, my man is trying to get to 100 subs. All right, bro. We need to get my man right here to 100 subs. Get him out there, man. Get it really cracking. All right, and then get him on the road
to
that 200. But definitely, man, everybody, if you're new, man, if you been on my channel, you ain't subscribed to my brother right here, definitely, man, go subscribe to him. You know, like I said, we trying to get him to 100.
Yeah, so after seeing this real quick, I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of small on my computer too.
No, I can see that. Say, Colts got to Colts. I mean, we got to beat the Colts anyway. So I mean, yeah. That'd be the one loss. That'd be the one loss. I don't see the Chiefs losing any more games. I don't. So
no, I don't see that, and I don't see Buffalo losing to New England.
Now it could happen. It could happen.
Maybe to Miami. I mean,
no, they'll lose to Miami.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was saying.
They can lose to Miami. Jaguars, man, like, but the Jaguars are playing terrible right now. So that's the thing. They're not playing good. That
Yeah.
defense gonna give them problems, but they're gonna beat Carolina. Texans against the Titans is gonna be an interesting game. It's a game that the Titans could, you know, it's a game that the Titans could pull out. But it's CJ Stroud playing.
Yeah. I don't know if CJ Stroud's playing.
What you said? Steelers play the who? Seahawks.
Yeah, Steelers play the
They could lose
Seahawks
that
and the
game.
Ravens, and they got to lose to the Ravens.
They could lose that game. For
Yeah,
me,
they could
instead
lose
of
that
hoping
game
that we
too.
win the division, like I know some people are hoping that, I think that shit's a long shot.
And I could see Cincinnati losing to the
Yeah,
Chiefs
Cincinnati gonna lose this week to the Chiefs.
too. So that would be the four things right there. And I think we can do that and win out these two games. And we're bringing one more to the stage real quick.
I don't
What's
know
up,
if you already
Rafa?
talked about.
Salute.
Oh, what's up, man? I don't even know if you talked about it already, but Russell Wilson not,
Yeah, we
playing
went
the rest
over it. We
of
went over it
the
real
season.
quick. We went over it real quick. We didn't really spend too much time on it, but yeah. So he's not playing in that Denver game.
Exactly. So now you playing against Jared Stidham. So
Yep. Now we're playing against Stidham. Just hope that we don't make him come out here and look like a superstar, like other backup quarterbacks. And I mean, we know him. He was with us last year. Max knows him. Some of the
most people. I mean, AP should know him too.
Mhm.
AP should know him too. So we should be all good to go when we talk about that. But I mean, I'm gonna be flabbergasted if this team makes the damn playoffs, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be flabbergasted.
Santa dropped a black present to every Raider fan on Christmas Day.
Like a mug.
Everybody opened it up, and it was a big shiny silver W.
Like a mug.
Yes,
I mean, even if the Raiders, I'm to the point. The whole point.
Y'all said he could see Cincy beating KC. I mean,
yeah.
Is Burrow playing though? I don't think Burrow's playing. Is he?
Happen. We can still get a quarterback and do all the things even if we do make the playoffs. So
yeah,
everything not out of the question.
Yeah, honestly, like I said, now that I saw that, I honestly think, I think making it to the playoffs is like what I'd say. I'm like, I don't know, like 95, 90%. I'm more closer to it. Like I'm pretty damn sure we're at least gonna make it to the playoffs.
I don't know. It's pretty generous because only because a lot of other things that's like not in our control.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah, and it always happens like that. Is if it was just like, all right, you win these last two games, you're in the playoffs. It was like, oh fuck yeah, we're in the playoffs.
It's different.
But it's always like, all right, you got to win these next two games, and these two teams got to lose to these two, and this team has to win to this team, and there has to be a draw. Right now, I don't know where we're at in the draft. I could look it up though.
That'd be good information.
What's up, Rafa? What do you think about us getting to the playoffs, Rafa?
Oh, there's a lot of chance coming out right now because I think after that revenge tour that we get it after Chargers, Chiefs, this is like a big chance to opportunity. If we had a chance to go out to the playoffs, we're getting to it. There's hypothetically, because this is like the big time right now, because there's still 2 more games left against Indianapolis Colts and Denver Broncos. And we need 2 games to win it all. Kansas City Chiefs need to lose 2 games to getting in at the top of the position at the conference and getting into the playoffs. Because the last time we just see at the playoff card, we just beaten down by Cincinnati Bengals. But
factuals. Hey, JN, you're stupid, bro. JN is dumb as hell. That fucking comment is stupid.
Yeah, but that was something that I'll get agree for it. Because if we got great weapons, if we got great defense, there's a lot of possibility to go to the playoffs. Because right now we are at the highest level at the defense. We just got AOC. And then we just got enough chance to go to the playoffs. Because remember the time we just get into the wild card players, we just lost against Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow. Now, 2 years later, we get that chance to go into the playoffs. I mean, it's not gonna be easy, but hypothetically, we're just gonna win the other 2 more wins against Colts and Broncos. Because I'm keeping it real. We need those games to win at all and no mistakes.
I'll say,
All right. So as of 2 days ago, we're at pick number 13, and Chargers moved up to number 6. They were at number 7. We were at
no
number
matter
10
about that,
last
look,
week.
bro. Anywhere within that top
So we're at number
15 player,
13.
anywhere within that top 15 player, we gonna get a quarterback. You trade, I'm straight. And you can trade up if you at 13, bro. I'll be able to trade up.
Yeah,
Damn.
we were even talking earlier about yeah, that's funny right there. What do you get
That's
when you
funny
cross a
as hell.
Broncos fan and a pig? Oh man, that's just funny, dude. Salute Sam Tanka.
Hey, salute,
Nothing
Sam.
what's
Salute.
up? What's up, Anthony?
Yeah, it's
Hey, but no,
it's
like
still
you
get a
said, I
quarterback.
mean, 13 ain't bad, but you know, the closer we get to drafts and we keep winning, like we're
Yeah, I
probably
mean,
gonna
yeah.
fall to like, I mean, what, like 17 maybe?
You probably gonna get to 17, 16 if you fuck around and win these next 2 games. Which,
I mean, that's
you know,
still
you still can
that's
trade
still
up.
not
I mean,
bad.
somebody
Yeah.
sliding, you feel me? I mean, it don't matter. You get aggressive. It's all about being aggressive. That's all it is.
And I had mentioned it earlier too, like well, I just like brought it up as like a topic to talk about. Like, do you think the closer that we get to the drafts, or I mean the closer we get to playoffs and we actually make it into the playoffs, do you think that kind of leans more towards us going with Fields? Or do you still think it's a possibility that we could still like somehow move up in the draft, trade up, or something like that?
I was thinking that too, only just because it's like you take yourself out of really like trading up into that top 5. You know what I mean? You're not getting there. And if you do from like 16 to 5, that shit gonna command a lot of picks. So kinda, but like,
What
like,
about
you're
what
not
about a really good
necessarily
player?
married to it though. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to necessarily be married. You can still, I mean, if you really wanted to, it just depends on how you want to attack your free agency. Like, I really can't wait till the offseason, bro, because the way we can attack to build this team is in like a multitude of ways, bro. You can either say, hey, look, we going all in. We going to pay free agents. We going to get some dudes in here. And then we going to say, fuck the picks. And then we just going to get a dude. And then we just going to get a draft pick. You can say that if you wanted to do that. That's one way to build a team. You can get Justin Fields and you still keep all the draft picks. That's another way to build a team. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like a multitude of ways, but
I mean, because what do you think? JN said get Fields for Renfro on a 3rd, draft O-line.
I don't know why people keep saying you're gonna have to give up a 2nd or a 1st round. You're not gonna have to give up a 2nd or a 1st round to get Justin Fields, bro. You're not.
No, I don't think a 2nd.
No, you don't have
I
to
know
give
a
up a
1st.
3rd.
Not
No,
for
I
sure.
don't think it's gonna happen.
Nah, hell no. Turf over there talking about you gonna have to give up damn near a 1st round pick. Like, hell no. Hell no.
Yeah, no.
Not for no Justin Fields, bro. You give a 3rd and Renfro. Exactly. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. I think we should draft one too. That's me.
Yeah.
Draft doesn't have to be a 1st round. Could be. Yeah, I mean, it don't have to be a 1st round. It can be a 2nd round. It don't necessarily got to be a 1st
Yeah,
round.
like you said. I mean, because we were talking about it in the group chat. Like, not everybody in those first, like seven picks is gonna need a quarterback. So
I mean, Turf and some other people be thinking like every quarterback going in the top 5, like the first 5 picks gonna be quarterbacks. Like, no, they're not, bro. Like, somebody's gonna slide that shouldn't slide. You feel what I'm saying? And that's gonna be that.
I would love to take a defensive. If we have our quarterback, like let's say we get Fields for, let's just say, Renfro and a 3rd, and we go in and I would love to either go defensive tackle or offensive line, like in with that first pick, if there's value in there. If there's
defensive
obviously
tackle without a goddamn doubt. There's at least 3 this year, bro.
Yep.
3.
I'm with you on that, Sam, because if we can have that one guy in the middle like we have in Max on the edge, that guy that an offensive coordinator has to plan around and
Yeah.
can disrupt everything and put in work. You know, the way, I mean, Bilal and what's his name? Out was it out? No, not Alberts. What am I?
Who?
I'm not
Butler.
on the defense. Butler. There we go.
Hey, you got to re-sign that man at all costs, bro. Like,
Yeah,
no
Butler,
ifs, ands, or buts.
Tillery. They've all been putting in a little bit more
Everybody
work
get
in that.
re-signed.
Yeah.
But look,
Bilal
are
Nichols
you
too. He's been
opposed
putting
to
in work
signing
too.
one?
Yeah.
Are you opposed to signing one? Because I mean, I could draft one all day because my pops opened my eyes. We got to get a DT who can rush the passer. That's one. We got to get one that can rush the
Yeah,
passer.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I can't believe you even asked this, John. If Russell
Man,
Wilson
hell
was
no.
released, would you trade for
no.
35?
hey,
Fuck
Chris
no.
Jones is a free agent, bro. Would you do it?
Chris Jones? Hey, you know Kansas City players like to come over here. You know Kansas City players like to come over here.
You do it in a heartbeat, in a goddamn heartbeat.
Hey,
he
that's
fits
really
us
tough.
perfect. He fits us perfect, dog.
Yeah. JN says he also likes the quarterback from Washington. He's a lefty.
No, this playoff game gonna tell me if I like him or not. I've been on the fence this whole time, JN, and this playoff game gonna tell me everything I need to know.
Yeah,
That's
but
what, this
here's the
weekend?
thing. I mean,
Yep.
if AOC balls out, they obviously had to start it for next year. Then
No.
you had to pick the best defensive tackle, online CB available. If they are convinced, like a young Silvera, depending on where you're lower, I mean, the same. I mean, if AOC is meaning shows promises, but the Derek is
Solo.
still out to like because if the new coach scheme warrants a different type of quarterback that you're looking at, if you go like a quarterback and they're still giving AOC a shot that are giving it like a different skill set. I mean, Daniels, for example, you can get it at May or Williams. I mean, above all else, I mean, this is something you can manage with a top 2 pick naturally without hurting much.
I don't think it don't matter what AOC does. He ain't gonna be the starter next year.
Yeah, no, I gotta respectfully disagree, Rafa. Like, even if he gets us to the playoffs and everything, we still need to draft a quarterback, and most likely they're gonna be more talented than him, and he's just gonna be a really good backup. I mean,
I'm fine with that. That's
yeah,
okay.
I'm fine with that too, because
backup. That's straight.
Yeah, but who do you think? I want to see what both of you guys have to say. Who do you think deserves more credit for the defense, Antonio Pierce or Patrick Graham? And I'll go for everybody in the comments too. That's a good question, Solo. Shout out to Solo, TRS fan. Who do you think deserves more credit for that, for the defense?
I say my answer would be AP. And my only answer would, and the only reason I say that is because Patrick Graham was here before, wasn't he? I mean, and that's not to say that the defense was trash before AP took over. It's just saying Patrick Graham been here the whole year. So it's not like, like he ain't been here the whole year and he's doing something astronomically different all of a sudden. He got a whole
He's in the booth. He went up in the booth middle of the year.
He been in the booth the whole year.
Yeah.
He been in the booth
the whole year. Was it the whole year?
Yeah, he been there the whole year.
Went up there. Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like
I thought he went up there middle, not middle, but
the scheme ain't different. Whatever but the freedom to call what he wants is different. And who allows that freedom?
Yeah, that's
true.
Allow
that freedom. You feel what I'm saying? So like, it ain't no secret since your man that took over, you giving up 15 points a game. You feel what I'm saying? And what they just give up last week?
That's right.
What they just give up last week?
14.
It ain't no secret, bro. Like ever since your boys took over, the defense took another step. So I think it's AP to me.
What's up, Turf? Got another Raider Syndicate in the house. Bang, 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 bang. I don't have that little noise though.
What's cracking, Raider Nation?
What up, Unc?
Chilling. Excited.
Rafa,
ready for this
Rafa,
next
what do you
game.
think about this question? I want to see what you think about this too, Turf.
Yes, sir.
Who deserves more credit for the defense, AP or Patrick Graham? Let me see what you think, Rafa.
AP. I mean, that dude oozes charisma. I know it's not enough by any means, but he has like Dan Campbell likability and swagger. I mean, he seems like the players absolutely love him, and he coaches with the edge. Oh, I didn't notice that about major gaffes with regard to the clock or game management. Maybe just like a diehard can correct, but it seems like competent in that rigor because I just really like him. I mean, remember Rich Viscacci? He did like a good job as interim last year. They cast him aside, but hopefully they're not gonna make it that mistake again. But I think the deserve more credit is Antonio Pierce, because what we see about the offense was really better. Maybe thinking about bringing everything, the energy, the swagger, and I absolutely love that when it did on Christmas Day, because Antonio Pierce just announced like in the message, they just opened it like in the second half, they needed to step on the throats. Jack Jones just stole a ball away from the kid. It's beautiful. They're exactly what they do it for the winning because of it. He's a luck. But I think that Mark Davis had the last choice. To cheering this and continue will be huge. The biggest thing is they need to see a quality general manager to make some critical moves for sure. Yes. And I will tell it this, folks, to not bring a big name coach for the next season. Bring Antonio Pierce for one more season, because he brought that Raiders swagger, and then he just brought the energy that everybody thought is going to be over, but no. He just brought that swagger energy. That's the energy that we're waiting for 20 years. 100%. If they just build the team around Max Crosby, who sees long periods, that defense is so much fun to watch. And boy, what can I say about it? What can I say? Because they have the best coach who promoted. And I will say this, based on the defensive performance over the last week, I'm all for it. I'm all for it for Antonio Pierce, because they play so well. I'm all for it because it's doing such a good job that I make ownership if they don't give like a full season to cook. If the ownership is very smart, they realize what the problem is. But they gotta say anything.
Yeah.
Mark Davis got big decision to make.
Bro, you don't overthink it, bro. It ain't even a big decision. Don't even say that, because it's not. It's not. It's not no fucking thing you gotta think about, bro. Just make a simple choice. It's simple.
For everybody else, it's simple, but for him,
bro,
I could.
If I was Mark Davis, I'd be sitting there wiping the sweat off my forehead saying, well, thank God I don't have to go through the whole rigmarole. Thank God. Now I don't have to go hire a coach and do all these goddamn interviews. No, I don't have to. I already know what I got to do. I can sit back. Now I'm straight. Now we talk about next year.
What you think, Turf?
So I'm gonna go a little different on this.
I'm gonna give you a little solo layout because I need.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that. So I'm actually gonna go with the fact that Patrick Graham is what got this thing turned around, and the reason that I say that is because I'm taking AP's own words from his own mouth, meaning that he totally focused on offense immediately, effectively, once he got the head coaching position. I don't even know if he's even really designated as the linebackers coach anymore. Where I believe he's thrived and where he has made his mark defensively is allowing Patrick Graham to run what he wants, to do what he wants, but most important, be aggressive. I think that was something that the last regime was not a part of. They didn't look at defense from that perspective, and with a linebackers coach as your head coach now, you better believe it. And he said it. He's been focusing 100% on trying to learn the offensive side. And I think we're all forgetting we got that guy, man. That guy called Rob Ryan, who's been on defense for well over 25 years. Like, I think it's Patrick Graham. I think Patrick Graham has been given the keys completely, 100%, and has been allowed to run it the way he wants. And that's why you see the production. It's my 2 cents.
Honestly, I was going to say Patrick Graham too, until Rundown made that point that until AP got there, I felt like he was able to call more of like what he wanted to call. Because I don't know why I thought he went up into the booth like a few weeks into the year. But I think he did. I think he did start the year off up there. So honestly, gotta say, I was gonna say Patrick Graham. I was gonna say Patrick Graham, but after what Rundown said, I'm honestly gonna have to agree that I think AP has a little bit more to do with it. It's kind of on both of them. I think AP's giving him the freedom to do it. He's letting him
that's what he said. That's what he said. In his own words, he said, I've turned the defense over to Patrick Graham because I've been focusing on the offense and being in the offensive meetings, right? The things he doesn't know, and the things he's going to have to hire for, which makes the most sense. And that's my point. Like, if you're looking at this from AP's perspective, where would your focus be? Knowing that you already have a guy that is super capable. I mean, let's keep it real. Patrick Graham has been having whispers of being the head coach before coming to the Raiders. So, you know, he's very competent. And if you've trusted your skills and what you've done with your linebacking core and everything else that you've put in place, I don't see why you would even think twice about defense when you know nothing offensively. Right. And it's going to be your job to hire that offensive coordinator, right? Maybe even a quarterback's coach, right? You never know. Bo might feel salty and want to leave because he's not, you know, keeping his position and he doesn't want to be the quarterback's coach, or he gets offered something, right? Who knows? You just don't know. But I don't think it makes sense for AP to focus on anything defensively, personally. It just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think it's a great combination of the both, you know, like him trusting him and having that trust in Patrick Graham and giving it over to him, and Patrick Graham being like, all right, you know, like let's roll, you know. So I think it's a good combination, and that's why I don't want either one of them to leave. When I'm gonna be completely honest,
absolutely,
you know, I don't want Patrick Graham to leave. I don't want AP to leave. You know,
and it's the perfect match because, see, again, just like you have an offensive coordinator and a quarterback's coach and a quarterback, well, you have a defensive coordinator and a defensive coach, right? As far as linebackers, with that quarterback on the defensive side. A Mike linebacker is the quarterback on the defense. They call everything. Front line, coverage, everything. They shift everything. They change plays. It's the quarterback of the defense. So, I mean, AP has put everything into that all season. Again, there's no reason to even focus on that. I mean, Spillane's been playing lights out. I mean, that is AP. That's the part that I credit AP for.
Asperson too.
As far as now, how
I credit him for the DBs. I credit him for the DBs.
Well, he brought in Jack Jones. But I mean,
who said that right here? John Leon just said that.
This scheme is Patrick Graham's scheme, though. This is not AP's scheme. This is Patrick Graham's scheme. And that's my point. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying. I mean, don't get me wrong.
But execution of the scheme has taken a tick up since he's been the head coach. That's all I'm saying.
And I think it's because he gave him the option to do the things he's been wanting to do. I don't think McDaniels was allowing anybody as a coach in any position to really do what they felt what was best for the team, which is why everybody was just not happy in the office. Now everybody actually has some say. They actually are being held accountable and responsible for the positions that they're coaching and leading, which is a very different situation, which is why you see these guys flying around for each other.
Yeah. And Anthony, you might be the only Raider fan in here saying this, but you want Jimmy G to start over AOC. Wow. That's a big negative on my part.
Hey, look. I'm gonna say something very controversial, bro. Very controversial.
Yeah.
If we get into the playoffs, I say throw Jimmy out there.
Right. I understand. I understand. No, I understand. Look,
I mean, I could understand the urge to want to.
This is my perspective, bro.
It's playoff position.
That's it. It has no. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's just one
game.
Has no experience, bro. It turns into a whole new season.
I agree.
One game and done, bro. You'll never know what happened.
It's a different ball game.
No, because if he gets, if he gets hurt, he's on the roster for sure next year.
Well,
that's like what, $12 million.
That's true.
That's true too. No, that's
true.
That's my only reason for not wanting Jimmy G out there.
My only reason is the arm, bro. I don't think.
I mean, not the only reason, but like this late in the season, I just don't think it's worth it.
How funny would it be? Now we know this is not gonna happen, but how funny would it be if he threw Jimmy out there, we make the playoffs, and we fuck around and win the Super Bowl? Hey,
it would be wild, bro. That would be wild.
I would die of laughter. This would be the funniest season I've ever encountered.
It would be wild.
There's no way it happens. It's not. We know it's not gonna happen, but
We still need a miracle to make the playoffs.
Exactly. We gotta get to that
I
point, man.
honestly think we have more than a 50% chance to make the playoffs.
Nah, it's like 12%.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
I
12.
mean, at least from what I'm looking at, the
Well,
teams
Yeah,
that
I
need to
just
lose
looking
and
at the
stuff like that.
stats right now. I think we had 12.5% to get a chance to the playoffs.
Right.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, got one more on here. What's up? Another Raider Syndicate member. What is
Yes,
up,
sir.
AR?
Raider.
What is up, fam?
It's cracking, guys. Everyone in the chat, how are we all?
What's up? What's up?
Salute.
Can't complain.
So we talking playoffs. Rundown just playoffs. It's our playoffs.
Playoffs.
throw him out there, man. Throw him out there.
Rundown talking about what if we make it to the playoffs? They throw Jimmy G out there and we win the Super Bowl.
That'd be the funniest shit I've ever seen, bro.
Oh man.
Just on that, I know it's maybe a comment in jest, but like for me, like when like there has been rumblings of like maybe we should put in like Jimmy G and that, like there's a part of me that's curious to see what he would do under
too.
AP's watch rather than being that like Josh McDaniels is his way or the highway kind of thing. And,
Right.
like he just seemed to bring the worst out of players being so unapproachable and just so unlikable. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it would be different. Maybe it might be the same old, but like it piques my interest. Like, how would it be with Jimmy G? How would his performance be under Antonio Pierce?
The veteran
Being that
presence,
Antonio
man. I
Pierce
mean,
is the complete opposite. He's the kind of guy that brings out the best in players in terms of like being a motivator and just someone you can gravitate towards. And salute John Leon, I see. Who does he give credit to the defense, AP or Graham? But
that was a topic we were covering right before you
That was
jumped
what
on.
we were just talking about.
yeah. I don't know, man. The only thing would be different would be the turnovers, though. Like, would he turn the ball over? Because I mean, say what you want, at least Aiden ain't turning the ball over. You feel me? Like, that's my only critique that I care about right now. Because he a rookie, bro. Like, just don't turn the ball over.
And all those
yards, but
all those throws that he got to Tucker and those deep throws and stuff, like Jimmy couldn't have made those.
Nope,
like
that's my fear. My fear is
for those not even being an option.
True.
I think when Jimmy's on the field, the defense just knows that he can't make that throw. And what did we see earlier in the season? Jacobs getting stuffed in the back, everything like that, and just
the
I think
argument
everything
to even say
up.
to put him back out there was to say because there are rumblings that he's healthy now, quote unquote. Because during the beginning
never
of the season, during the beginning of the season, he wasn't healthy fully. Now, quote unquote, he's fully healthy now from sitting on the bench, not playing.
I mean, it's been what?
I don't know.
It's been what, like 5-6 weeks?
Didn't he have a foot?
5-6 weeks since he's been the starter.
It's been about
he
that.
was nursing some kind of
you know what I'm saying? Like, you mean to tell me he had all off season to get healthy and he couldn't get healthy all off season, but now that fool's perfectly healthy 100% in fucking 6-7 weeks? Miss me with that shit.
Right.
That fool is not.
Well,
just like I said, like remember. Sorry, Rundown.
No, go ahead, bro.
It's like I said, McDaniels seemed to bring the worst out of players, and look, I mean, Jimmy G. Like for me, I heard different conflict. You know me, guys. I don't watch too much Raider football.
I agree with you, Anthony.
I don't watch too much football outside of Raider football, but I have seen some games of Jimmy Garoppolo, and I don't remember seeing him being that as bad as what he was with us. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying is that like
waiting for this
under a different watch, under a guy who the players are definitely motivated from and is bringing out the best in the team. That's all I'm trying to say is like, I wonder how different it can be. Yes, he cannot make those throws. I agree. But there are some things that he was doing decently, which is why we got him in the first place, right? So playing to his strengths under AP, not having the pressure on McDaniels and that dumb fuck mentality of his my way or the highway. Yeah, so as I said, I think that's what Rundown's trying to say too. It picks
I mean,
up.
I could see why you might want to put him out there. He's more experienced. He's been there before. He's been in that situation, big games like that. But I mean, that was years ago, And
I'm not saying I want him out there. I just don't.
I'm just saying I'm
curious. Curious.
And
Yeah,
me too.
curiosity.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm curious too. Like, what if? But I had said it before you got on. Though one of the main reasons why I don't want to see him back out there is because if he gets hurt again and he's on this roster next season, like that's a quarterback spot and all that money lost for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't gonna want him next year. So it's like
That's true.
that's one of my main reasons is why. And I was waiting for Chris to say that if we win that Vikings game with Jimmy, I'm dying on that hill. I already know you would have. I know you would have. You would have been up there. I already know you would have.
100%.
Yep. And honestly, I wouldn't have been mad at you for it if Jimmy went in there and they did the same thing. I wouldn't have been mad at the win.
If
obviously,
they win, Jimmy gonna stay in.
But
Fool yourself as much as you want.
Yeah,
To think
yeah,
that
that's
if
true,
Jimmy
too.
wins that game,
That's
they're not
true,
gonna
too.
keep him in there. They're
I
gonna
totally
keep
agree.
him in there.
Yep, I totally
They're
agree.
not gonna go. They're not
You
gonna
called
be
it
like,
earlier in the
thanks, Jimmy,
season.
and then go back to Aiden, bro. No, that's not
You
how
called
that
it
works.
earlier in the season. Rundown. Remember when they went with Hoyer? You're like, them going with Hoyer means that they're just going to go back to Jimmy. And
They're
what
gonna
happened?
go back to bro. Jimmy's
right
gonna
back to
stay
Jimmy.
in there. If he wins that game, he
Fucking
stays in there.
2 weeks
Nobody-
later,
What I
he's
say
right back
about
on the
Hoyer,
bench.
if he starts 4 games, be lucky to win 1.
Yeah, bro. You're not gonna visit me different, bro. No. I'm
Think
cool.
we
with what
franchise
saw,
tag
bro. We
Jacobs
cool
and
what we
trade him?
got. You feel
What do you guys think of? What do you guys think about the Jacobs situation? Where you guys at on that?
I can really get into it, but I'll let somebody else go.
I don't
mean-
mind. I mean, I don't want to mortgage the house for him. Personally.
Yeah, I'm not trying to pay him a whole lot of money, and I know the only way to really get under that is if we give him like a 5-year deal, and it's still gonna have to be like somewhere close to it, but it'll still be under what he's expecting per year. Even though it's still gonna be a big contract, and I don't think that's my only problem with Adams' contract in like 2 years is that's gonna be so big. It's like quarterback money, like we're paying all that money, and it's gonna be hard to actually keep players and bring more players here, especially if we're trying to make that Super Bowl run when we're paying just one person that much money, So that's why if I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I know Adams is a good player. I love him as a Raider, but if someone were to offer us a higher first round and for Adams, a good player and a couple of draft picks this year, maybe one next year, I might consider it.
I'm on a train, bro. I said this last offseason and people was calling me crazy. But I'm like, bro, we love Jacob. But for the amount of money he wants, it don't make sense. Now the tune has changed because you seen Zamir almost run for 150 yards. Now you're like, oh, somebody else can do that. So now you're like, oh,
my job. Somebody
you know
got
what I
my
mean?
job.
Oh, I didn't know somebody cheaper can do that. Oh my goodness. It's the NFL. It's the running back position, bro. He's not gonna be as dynamic as Josh Jacobs, no. But he has the capability to run for 150 yards. And that's cool. You feel what I'm saying? At a way cheaper option. And plus, we saw it in the Charger game. That running back by committee is effective.
Yep.
It's very effective.
I didn't do too bad last game neither.
It's very effective, bro. Like, if you got that nice 1-2 punch, it's real effective. Maybe some teams even got their 3.
It was a leading rusher last week, I think.
Yeah, but Rundown. I mean, they're gonna sign him for like 2-3 year deal. He's happy with it because he will just fall a cliff unless he has an injury. Every elite running back that fell off in a major way had an injury because we had a young quarterback. The best thing we can do like a young quarterback is having an elite running back and a elite wide receiver.
But
we just have one of those teams.
But I say this. This is my argument to why I think that. And Turf, you tell me if anything I'm saying is wrong.
Yeah.
Jacobs needs 20 to 25 carries. He's that type of running back.
Must.
Absolutely.
Get going. He needs 20 to 25 carries for him to maximize his day.
Correct.
Zamir White needs 20 to 25 carries because he's that type of running back. For example, you look at Jahmyr Gibbs, he may need 10 to damn near get 100 because he's that type of running back.
You don't need, we don't need
may
much.
need 10 to get 100 because he's that type of running back.
I agree.
Zamir White and Josh Jacobs damn near do the same thing.
They're the same thing.
Zamir White ain't as dynamic. Keep this in mind. He's not as dynamic as Josh Jacobs, but in carry total, they need the same amount of carries to really get going.
He's absolutely right.
I agree with you.
It's gonna be hard.
Yeah,
You
but
better
I
off
think-
with Abdullah. You better off with
I'm
Abdullah.
probably going to be the most subjective to you guys' points, but you guys finish.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, but there's a thing because there's like a 9 running backs making over $7 million a year. He's making 12 a year. It is doing like a for a game because that position is developed. And even more hardcore running teams are playing bets. I mean, look at the running backs. There's a bunch of making million or two
Yeah.
putting up
That
better
was
than
Demir fans.
Fields. And Adams, which is going out to the end like 1,000 yards. I mean, what can I say it? Because the most running backs are a dime for a dozen. Because Josh Jacobs is very special and somehow elite capabilities, but there's like a lot of games this year, but he didn't show it. I mean, just rendered it to apply for the on-the running back. He has the ability to jump, cuts, feints, and moves all the running backs can do. But at this stage, they'll continue to invest in. At this point, it's gonna be like an extension. But I think it is the right place. I wouldn't mind to pay him $6 million a year.
He ain't. I mean, okay, check this out, right? Is he $15 million a
Hey,
year?
where is
special?
Sincere though? Where is Yeah, I don't think
Man,
Jacob.
everybody
They
get that
let
out
him
their
go.
minds, bro. Get that
They
out
let
their
him go.
minds. He's not the dude. He's not the dude.
Yeah, where didn't Sincere get hurt? Oh yeah,
they
yeah.
just
Go, AR.
having
Go.
the room.
Yeah, AR got something you gotta say.
Because it sounds like I'm the most going to be the most objective one, being that it's.
Okay, go ahead.
Look, first things first, like you guys know me, I've been the loudest critique in the room when it comes to Zamir White. I've been asking for him to show something, show me that he is even a decent spellback, let alone a feature back that we can roll with. You know what I mean? Up until 2 weeks ago, he hadn't done that. And to be honest, I was ready to, if he hadn't done that by the end of the season, just draft another one and cut bait with the guy. You know what I mean? But he showed flashes in that game against he showed flashes in that game against the Chargers. I was like, okay, you know, he's finally showing some things. Like he hadn't really, you know, he had a decent game, decent outing, you know. But last week against the Chiefs had a very great game. Not taking that away. He showed me he does have a role to play and that he can be a good option at the running back when given the opportunity. You know, kudos to him. He finally. It took him a little while to come around. You know, I made the point how many times that, like, you know, we've drafted running backs in the last 10, 15 years, and they've been able, every single one of them, bar maybe one or two, have been able to prove themselves a lot sooner than what Zamir has. Mm. But he finally got his chance, and he did his thing. Kudos to him, like proving a guy like me who's been as loud to critique wrong. However, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I willing to crown Zamir and move forward into the sunset with him? Not yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, Jacobs did what Zamir has done multiple times in his rookie season. You know what I mean? Like, he's had 100-yard rushing games. He's had multiple touchdown games. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not taking away from Zamir. A great game. But for me, Josh Jacobs is one of your top-tier running backs at his best. Like, granted, he's had a down year this year. Hasn't been as good as what we would have liked. Am I willing to pay the house for him moving forward? No. At the same time, I feel like Jacobs wants to be a Raider. You know what I mean? So it's something that's firm but fair for both parties. Like something he's willing to take that's not going to break the bank, so to say, but is enough to keep him happy. And
now,
I personally would like to see him keep his role as the feature back. And Zamir, like, you know, if he's the spell back, cool. Like, I'm cool with that for now, but I'm not going to crown the guy after one breakout performance. Like, great as it may be, you know, I'm not willing to ride into the sunset with him. Just
we're not gonna say crown. We're not gonna say crown, but it's how can I say this? It's more like a bargaining thing where you're sitting there saying like, hey, all right, bro, like, you know, we like you, but we don't $13 million a year like you. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's the
I don't like that
part.
That's why I said I want something that's fair. And you also got to remember, do you guys know how old Jacobs is? He's only 25.
I was about to say he's like 26. Right. Yeah,
he's only 25. You know what I mean? Like, he's not like people talking like he's, you know, yes, he's been in the league like
as a running back. That's like 30. In my opinion.
You know what I mean? Like, but that's still, it's not 30. You know what I mean? He's 25.
But look at the way he plays.
For me, he's still got plenty to give.
He plays.
He's
not
going to last like.
He's not going to play. He's not going to last.
His body take wear and tear.
I know. I'm not saying he's going to last, but like, remember in college, he didn't have as much tread on his wheels. You know what I mean? Yes, like he's been in the league 5 years.
How old is he?
That's going to count for something. You know what I mean? But
he's not even 30,
still,
bro.
Like, being 25 is still that's around like the peak of your athletic career, usually between 25 and 28. Then it starts to go downhill. Running back, to your point, it might be different because there's a lot more wear and tear, being that he's been in the league 5 seasons now. But for me personally, I still think he's got he's still got some of his best to give, rather than just
So
at the right price. I mean, that's
there.
fair.
I
That's
agree with the
fair.
deal that Anthony says right there.
11 million for 3 years.
That's too much. I think that's too much. I think he needs 10. I think 10. I think 10. Look. He messed up, man. He messed up.
He did,
messed
though.
up.
He did.
He held out. He had a terrible year.
He
The
did.
stats automatically tell you he's on his decline. That's just a fact, fellas. I'm just telling
He
you.
did.
Zeke is 28 years old, and Zeke is lucky to be on the team right now.
They're
They are very
the
similar.
last 2 games too without
They are
him
very similar.
haven't really I like we miss Jacobs in those games.
getting hurt.
Look,
getting
Turf's not
hurt.
lying,
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
I
Turf's
still
not
think he's
lying.
the better back too. I still think he's the better back.
He is
No,
the better
yeah,
back.
both of them.
He doesn't have the longevity. That's
But
where
this is
we
the
win
problem,
when it
Leo.
comes to-
Anything, I think anything over, like I said, if I were to keep him, I'd give him like 5 years. That way I can,
Oh,
extend it. If I were to keep him,
No,
keeping
he's
Madden,
got 2-3 years max. He's got 2-3
Look,
years
I
max.
know, but you
Yeah.
know those contracts never make it to the end. You know what I'm saying? There's always
Dude, I would
ins and
not
outs
give
of
him
them.
anything over 3 years.
2 years can be.
2
2
years.
things can be true, bro. JJ is the better back,
He is the
but
better
guess
back.
what? At
He's
the
got
price
more wear
tag
and
he may
tear.
command, the price tag he may command, we can't say, nah, bro. We can't be
We can
doing
get
it.
Zeus for
It's
less than half the
irresponsible.
cost.
It's
We
irresponsible.
can get Zeus for less than a fourth of the cost. We'll
Well, we
back
don't have to
Zeus for
retain
2
Zeus
million.
for any
Leo.
price. Like,
I don't even
He's
think
on
we'll
a
pay
rookie
2
contract.
million.
Samir White on a rookie contract, don't we?
That's what I'm saying.
Yes. But
Bro,
look, this is my.
And we
issue
still got
with what-
Sincere McCormick.
No,
on
we
that.
don't.
That
He's
oh
gone.
no
gone.
it sucks,
not
man.
Sincere McCormick. Not Sincere McCormick. Britton Brown on
He's
that
trash.
IR
No,
that
he's
IR thing.
No.
I'm just naming the running backs we got run down.
Right.
I'm just naming.
Oh, you
the
said
running
you
backs.
said-
Simmer down.
But
hot
see, the
sauce, simmer
reality
down.
is we don't even need to care about the running back position. It's already been proven that you can go get a running back in the draft in the 7th round.
I was.
Let's
just
keep
about
it
to
real.
get to that.
I would bet the house that we're going to some point take a running back in the next draft.
Of
Oh, for
course.
sure.
Every
Doesn't
year,
matter.
every
Running
season.
back like
Whether
every
we
single
run
draft.
with Zamel or we retain Josh Jacobs, we're going to take one. Thankfully.
I honestly don't think we're going to
Regardless.
keep Jacobs. As much as he wants to be a Raider and people want him, and I love Jacobs, you know what I'm saying? But
He's got to take
for
10 mil.
what he's going to want,
Gotta
for
take
what he's
10
going to
mil.
want,
He should have
he's
took
gonna have
12
to-
mil. He should have
But see,
took
this is
he
the
12
barely
mil.
got
problem
to
with
11
what
this
Leo
year.
said
He
to
barely
me.
got to 11 this year.
This is the problem. What Leo said to me. Like now we talking about splitting carries, bro. Like I just said,
Pacheco, Leo.
Jacob needs 20 to 25.
Yeah.
Samir needs 20 to 25 to reach maximum potential. This is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
They not the type of running backs that they might break it at any given point. You feel what I'm saying? Like Saquon Barkley or Jahmyr Gibbs or maybe Bijan Robinson. They're not that type of running back. They need to consistently have a workload throughout the game.
Correct.
And towards the fourth quarter, that's when you start seeing what Zamir did, what we used to Jacobs doing. It's a similar type.
Jacobs he's had a few of them break out before, but I still agree with you with what you're saying.
So
Bro, Jacobs is 25 years old. He's got 2 more years left of his peak, and he's done. I'm just telling you, he's done.
10
He's
mil,
done.
I agree.
He's
3
done.
years.
Yeah,
2-3 years.
Yeah, so it's,
I give him 3 years max. 2 years is probably going to be his absolute best.
I agree.
10 years, 2 million. I could see it, but I
agree.
could see them offering it, but I don't see him taking
I'm
it.
taking it. I agree
just
with.
feel
He
like
wouldn't
very
take that?
offering.
He wouldn't take that.
I don't
That's
think he would
fair.
take it.
I don't think Jacobs
He
would
wants
take it.
12. He wants to.
Yeah.
Saquon got 12, right? He's going to be looking at it from that perspective,
Bro,
and somebody's going to
11
give
is,
it to him.
11 is generous to me.
Yeah, because he barely. I mean, he held out. They said no, and then they reached that extension at the end that just added 1 more million to the year. Like that's really all it was. I don't know if there was incentives or whatever, but that's really all it was. It was just an extra million. So he went from 10 to 11 million for the year. He held out all that time, and that's all he got. You know, so I can't. And then especially him having a not as good of a year as he did last year, I can't see him getting anything more than 11 million or even 10. At
You
least not
are
from us.
completely right on that, bro. Like he jacked himself up. He jacked
He messed
himself up.
himself, bro. I'm telling. as a running back, your precious years are those first 3, and you have to get cooking. You can't afford for these contracts to keep you out. He literally lost the whole season sitting out. I knew he was going to be no good. How many times have we gotten tape saying by week 5, by week 6, he might be the normal? He killed himself, and that's part of the problem. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I get it. You got to strike when the iron is hot. But for whatever reason, in my opinion, he got bad advice. He should have just showed up.
Yeah, no, it was bad.
He should have just had another great year, and then we wouldn't be talking about this. He would be the number 1 running back. We wouldn't be talking about McCaffrey. I don't even know if we'd be talking about if we're going to make the playoffs. To be honest,
I don't know, McCaffrey.
I think
he's a different breed.
Dude,
I don't know, man. Like, I mean, he was
21 rushing touchdowns.
He was the leading rusher last year. Why can't he be the leading rusher this year? If he would have not held out, that's all I'm saying. If he didn't hold out, he would have had a better year than he's having right now. Guaranteed.
I agree with that.
It brings me back to what.
No, what was the L?
It brings me back to what I was saying before. Like, and it's not, I guess, to a point with Jacobs and just about like a lot of the other players who weren't really performing. Like McDaniels just seemed to have that effect, just bringing them. I mean, I'm not fully throwing him under the bus. You know, maybe it's got to do with Jacobs, maybe it's other things, but like, you know, for me, a very common denominator was just when we were under Josh McDaniels' watch, we were just so poorly executing on offense, and just the team just like these players that like, you know, like Devontae, like Josh Jacobs, they just weren't the same guys that they were. Hunter Renfrow is another one, you know what I mean? Granted, he still hasn't been able to find his mojo again, but I don't know, man, just that guy seemed to bring the worst out of our team. And being under, you know, Antonio Pierce, like remember when Antonio Pierce took over and Josh Jacobs started to pick up some steam and started to, you know, show flashes of the Josh Jacobs of old, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I guess I wanted to ask, like, all right, so say Josh Jacobs is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Is Zamir White, has Zamir White sold you to be that answer?
No, you draft another one. No. You still draft another one.
Still need a Jacobs.
You still draft another one regardless. I mean, he wouldn't. If Jacobs leaves to me, then it looks like you go by running back by committee. That's how I would sell it. You feel me? Like 2 new ones.
I agree with AR too, though. Like the beginning of the season, Josh McDaniels had everything that was a shit show. Like the whole team wasn't playing good.
Look at the offensive line. How, like, I had, you know, granted, Josh Jacobs wasn't the player of old, but like, I was watching some of those games where the offensive, I had never seen offensive line block so atrociously.
And as everything too.
What was that game? The second game of the season? Who we played the second or
Buffalo?
third game where
Buffalo?
we had, like, it was Buffalo, where we had minus yards, you know what I mean, rushing. Like,
right.
I remember seeing, like, there's 2-3 guys in the backfield by the time, like, you know, at the handoff transitions. Like, what are you supposed to do with that? You know what I mean? Like, I had never seen offensive line blocking so badly. You know what I mean? And look at how it's been since then. Like, since Antonio Pierce has taken the ball, like, the offensive line has stepped up. Like, we're running the ball better. Our pass protection is better. Like, guys like Van Roten, who I scoffed at. I was like, what the fuck? He was getting dog walked in that game I was talking about, right into our quarterback. Now he's looking like he's actually a pretty decent guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're doing some things. We're cooking, you know? So,
right. And for the record, guys, for the record, Jacobs and Pacheco are actually literally tied with 805 yards each on the season at 15.
Yep, right here.
So, again, drafting a guy in the 7th round, you're going to get the production. I'm not saying you're going to get production at 1,500, but you're going to get production. You're going
there
to
are so many good running backs coming out in this draft.
There's no reason to pay this man more than $10,000.
You don't.
I just don't see it.
I'll tell you what.
I was about to say, I'll be any NFL player playing for 10 grand. I'll go play for 10 grand.
Hey,
10 grand a game.
This weekend, I know we're gonna be watching Penix, but my eyes gonna be on that number 7, bro. That Dylan Johnson from Washington, the running back, is so cold. He's cold.
Wow.
Bro.
I mean, for the position of the running back, it's very much that you got it or you don't position in the NFL. But here's like a thing. I mean, there's the same reason, and there's a reason why Josh Jacobs is better than dozens of players who are bigger and faster than him. And that one of the seasons that White isn't very good at dodging the players that are slower and smaller than him. I mean, Samuel White doesn't have like a very good vision. So, I mean, this is the most difficult position that the running back.
And
that was his
I
common
agree.
critique
I
leading
kind
up
of
into
agree
the
with
last couple of weeks. But
I kind of agree with
John's
Jar's with his comment. Sorry, AR.
My bad.
I agree. Jacobs will be a good running back somewhere else, but as far as looking at Cooper and Mack, those positions are way different from the running back. You know, Cooper was just a great wide receiver, and Mack was just a generational talent. You know what I'm saying? So
Cooper checked out. He wanted
that
out.
are good in the
Mack
league
didn't want to
top
leave.
I mean, Cooper's. I think Cooper's still. Where's he at right now?
Yeah. He's at Cleveland. He had a really
Browns?
good game last week. I think
Yeah.
he's like
balling out.
200 yards.
crazy
Yeah,
amount of
he's still
yards.
balling
But
out.
like
And he's
that year,
young.
Cooper, he wanted out. You know what I mean? He didn't want no part of the Gruden regime. Mack, however, like he just wanted to be
wanted
to be
more
paid
money.
what he was worth, what a generational talent is worth. And I don't use that word lightly, but to me, there's only two guys in my time as a Raider fan who I can consider generational talents. That's Charles Woodson, Khalil Mack. You know what I mean? As great as Max Crosby is, I wouldn't put him on that same pedestal yet. But you know what I mean? Like
that's in the trajectory.
Hey man, we only got Derek Carr to blame for that. But that
Yeah, because we couldn't pay Mack and Carr both that big amount of money. But I don't even know if I would have want to paid Mack what Chicago gave him either, though, because as good as Mack was on the defense as a whole wasn't that good. You know what I'm saying?
If the defense was like this defense, you pay him in a heartbeat.
Yeah. If you have other weapons around him and everything, but we didn't have the linebackers. I mean, who was our cornerbacks at the time?
Right, but this defense isn't exactly a team with household names. Like, I mean, you know, on paper, if I'm gonna be honest, when I looked at the defense at the start of the year, I was kind of like, we've got holes everywhere. I mean, interior, we don't have a guy who's proven themselves yet. We haven't got a guy on the other end now that Chandler Jones had kind of gone off the cuckoo that can support Max Crosby. Our linebacker core was unknown. We have got a lot of young guys in the secondary, but none of them really that we could say, yeah, he's that dude that we can lean on. So there was a lot of question marks, more question marks in my personal opinion at the start of this year than at the start of 2018. And, you know, with the right coaching, look at what we've been able to achieve.
I gotta look at that roster. I don't know.
We had Khalil Mack, Bruce Irvin, Nicholas Morrow, TJ Carey, I believe, was still on our roster.
Yeah, TJ Carey.
He was a hope and a prayer.
Then we have Carl Joseph.
Yeah, Carl Joseph.
I
think maybe it wasn't Reggie Nelson. I think Eric Harris was.
Who was that one cornerback? He was a young dude, and he got he was
Gary Conley.
Was it?
I think that was the year we drafted Gary Conley, the first round.
Yeah, Gary Conley. He was supposed to be good. He didn't end up being anything.
It didn't pan out.
Damn.
No, it didn't pan
Leo
out.
said he's so glad AR didn't say Pryor.
Pryor. Hey, Pryor is the GOAT, right?
Pryor's always the GOAT.
Weak. You know what? I honestly think though the Jacob situation is gonna boil down to whatever we do with the quarterback.
Yeah.
If you get a rookie, I mean for sure.
That's what I want.
But
I want Jaden.
If you getting Justin Fields, you can't pay him. You can't.
But we were even talking about that though. I think us getting closer to the playoffs and even making it into the playoffs, that scoots that draft pick a little bit farther back, you know. So
but it does.
That's why I was saying, in order for us to jump in, we might have to look at something like maybe trading Adams and getting a player. And if we want to make that, if not,
man, I'll take him off that year.
That's counterproductive.
If not, does getting to the playoffs and getting farther in the draft pick, is that more leaning more towards Fields at this point because we're not going to be in that high draft pick? Like, you know, like that's kind of the way I'm kind of like teetering things right now. Don't get me wrong though, I don't want us to go out there and start losing just to get closer in the draft though. That's not what I want at all.
It's not going to happen.
That's not what I want at all.
Every time we have the discussion about trading Devontae, I always think like, bro, it's like so counterproductive. It's like cutting your nose off to spite your face. Because at the end of the day, bro, like, what does a quarterback need? Weapons. Are you trading the best weapon he could have? For real.
I'm not saying I want to trade him. I'm just saying, you know, I'm just laying all the cards out. You know, I'm not saying I don't like him as as a
No, of
Raider or
course, of
anything,
course,
and I
of
would
course.
agree he would be a great weapon for a mobile quarterback and a a more accurate quarterback, a better quarterback. I totally agree. But after next year, we're paying him like 40 million plus.
Truth is, it
So
boils down to money, gentlemen, and we just don't have it. See, that's the
Exactly.
problem. Like,
Why
we
not?
still keep forgetting that our roster is still messed up financially.
Mhm.
We still have contracts to shed. We still have dead weight to get rid of, and we are handcuffed by
Chandler Jones contract.
exactly. We got a lot to clean up. So that's why
I
we
think
keep
y'all don't
talking
know how much
about
money we actually
Devontae
gonna have
Adams,
next
because
year.
Devontae Adams' contract is the biggest one on the squad, and it's the one that hurts us the most when it comes to obtaining other pieces that are necessary.
That's
Are
all
you,
I'm
are
saying.
you sure we're in
we-
cap salary jail, so to say? Like, I mean, I didn't think our situation was as bad as what a lot of other
It's
teams
not.
are. You know,
It's
I
not.
thought we were
No,
actually
one thing I never noticed is
with all
how
things
Rams
considered
give up
looking okay.
It's
how
not.
Rams give up everything, but they always seem to fucking they have no draft picks. They're negative in cap, and they always seem to go out there and sign good ass players and shit somehow. I don't
True.
understand it.
Hey,
McVay.
but gentlemen, our cap situation ain't that bad. I was like,
Heck, it ain't.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like,
no,
I
bro,
don't
we
think it's
have
that bad.
upwards of 50 million.
I'm not
Free.
saying that it's possible not to trade up Leo without trading him. That's not what I'm saying. But I think if we get farther in the draft, it's going to get harder to get closer to get one of them the top tier quarterbacks
Somebody
that
look
I'm
up
talking
how much
about.
goddamn money we
You
gonna
know what
have.
I'm saying? So that's all I'm trying to say.
I'm about to Google it. Let me see how much money. I
Yeah.
swear we got upwards of 50 million
And,
free
yeah,
cap
Anthony,
space.
no
Like, I
need to
swear.
overpay.
Yeah, 50,
Jacobs.
60
Keep
million.
his
So
thing,
where's this
We
coming
can do
from that
whatever the hell we
we're
want. Like, if
in
we got
salary
that.
cap kind of trouble? Like,
Okay,
Yeah, we
and
can do
and
whatever.
all that's going to be gone in the next year because all
I'm
that
seeing 8
40
million.
something million
I don't
is
know where you're
going
seeing
to pay.
60 million. I don't
Let me
see
see.
60 million nowhere.
And that's not even including who we pick up on the offseason or any quarterback that we sign or anything like that. That's the only point I'm trying to make is
Yeah, I don't see where you
Devontae
see.
Adams is what 31, 32 average wide receiver, average, player, in the league, 35. You know what I'm saying? So in 2-3 years, is he going to be the caliber wide receiver he is right now?
to be
Without-
fair to Devontae, he's not your average.
We got
I
30
know,
million.
he's not your average. I'm just saying, but in like 2 years, like Turf said, that's just really going to hurt us to really, if we're really trying to be competitive and make that Super Bowl run, we need pieces all around everywhere on the team, and I get it. He's a good wide receiver, but I'm still not saying that I want to trade him. I'm just, like I said, just putting all the cards
Nobody
out there.
wants to trade him, but I
Yeah, I
mean, the
don't wanna
bottom line
trade
is
him.
we don't have the money.
Yeah.
Look, we got 30 million in cap space, bro.
You talking about right now, right?
And
I don't even know.
That's
in
right
dead,
now.
we
But
owe-
that's right now.
in
Like,
dead
if it's 30
cap.
million
We
right
got
now,
55 in dead
you
cap.
shed after.
Yeah, dead cap. That's players that ain't even on the team and shit no more.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. We're
we
still
paying all
we
that
had
money
30
to.
million right
in
now.
dead cap.
That's a lot of money.
Who
to
are we
pay to people
paying
that ain't
outside?
even
Who are we
on the-
paying outside of
People that you've never
Chandler
heard
Jones?
of.
That's
People you have no clue of that you've never heard of.
I know we're still Chandler
okay.
Jones. I don't
It's a
know if we're
whole
still
list.
paying Ruggs. I don't know about any of that shit.
A couple of linebackers. What's Littleton? I think we're still paying.
Oh
We're
yeah,
paying Corey
But
Littleton.
that's
Corey
over at
Littleton.
this year.
Contract.
That contract was
the last
ridiculous.
year.
That Corey Littleton contract was stupid.
Last year.
I sent you the link. You might be able to click on.
Oh, I just saw the link up at Turf.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Raiders had just had a decent amount for cap space this year, since a lot of dead cap for the guys like Littleton come out to the books.
Exactly.
If they likely cut Jimmy G for a post-June 1st destination to hit the dead cap hit,
Still
we also
gonna
had
eat.
we also had dead cap for Chandler Jones, but obviously we're hoping that we remove some of the due to circumstances with the release. I mean,
Right.
this deal should be enough to re-sign for other guys like Jacobs and James, and didn't want to sign a few starters for the defensive line and defense, because in the draft we're gonna take a quarterback immediately. Because if AOC doesn't
All
look
right,
very
hold on.
great, it'll be like the first rounder. I mean, use the rest of all picks to fill some needs. There's a lot of bigger holes to need to fill at the draft and free agency, like defensive tackle, cornerback, right guard, linebacker. I think we had a competitive field team next year dependent on the quarterback and OC situation, because because I don't think that's gonna happen between May or Williams. But pretty sure the channel situation is conducted during the bid. Whatever the money is only between Amari is not the cap, 99% sure, because I mean, or does Andrew James not the ball wheel, because wasn't perhaps supposed to be like the news center? I mean, Andrew James must be like the slowest now at the league.
Yeah,
But
we got to get Andre James out of here. That's $6 million.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
$6 million,
Just real,
bro.
just
$7
real
million,
quickly,
actually.
just
yeah, but
Leo-
Andrew definitely snapped it where the shunk him, because it was like a point of discussion with a few year backs when it comes to fear the starting job, because he just like at any way of feeling his seconds lower than the typical shotgun snap. I mean, they had to adjust it with a couple of fumble snaps at the beginning. But if Jimmy Post carry sucks, but a lot of teams carry on 10, 20 million dead cap every year as well. It's not a big deal, but it's not a killer. Just using a little turn and snip money with a setting up for the fire whistle, that it goes.
just real quickly, Leo made a good point there, and I was just thinking the same thing. I mean, with the release of Chandler Jones, that was contact detrimental to the team. So does that still count as dead cap? Does it?
I think he's still getting paid something.
Yeah, they're still getting
I think
paid.
he's
It's
still
gonna be
getting paid.
contract.
It's like
it's
as
gonna
much as
be
what
taken
if he
care
just
of.
outright released him for no reason?
Renfro 2 has a big contract too.
13-1.
Yeah, that's the toe cap.
That's gonna be
I mean,
gone.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
Yeah,
gone.
it should be
I
gone. It
don't.
should
I
be
think
gone.
I think that's why we couldn't trade him. I don't think anybody wanted to
What are you gonna cut
pay
him?
him.
They gonna
Yeah,
cut him.
pay him that money. or
Nobody's
anything like
paying
that.
$13 million for
You
100
gonna have
million.
to cut
But
him.
with Chandler
That's
Jones, the
just what it
conduct
is.
detrimental to the team. Like, surely that counts for
It's gonna
something.
be.
Like, isn't
It
there
has to
something
be.
in players' contracts where it's like if you mess up, we can cut you, and it won't count as much of a dead cap hit as what it would if, say,
Yeah,
like
he
he just
did.
wasn't performing and we just got rid of him.
Yeah, he didn't get his full
Yeah.
contract that he was owed, but he still got something. I think he still got
Right,
paid
so
something.
so
I
the
think the
dead cap
majority
hit
of
wouldn't
it.
be as bad, right?
Yeah. But here's the thing. I mean, the wide receiver is fully stacked. Depending on well committed to rebuild or trying to compete, we need to restructure contract with Adams, because if we can show that bringing a young talent to supplement the roster incomplete, maybe it's open it to, because it could free cat to grab someone the offseason to bolster their line. I mean, and there's another thing. The secondary, it's been like a decade a problem, because we need to stop signing aging bets to one patch it up with a line of complete deals. If AOC is Breeze, the CB is going to be like the first pick. I mean, we need like a real ball hog out there, because the quarterback is out for the year. If AOC balls with a sticker with him, I mean, if we're going to win these games, I mean, we're not going to get on the top prospect that burning like a lot of capital to go and pick someone, because unfortunately, we're not like the other team. We're earning low with talent, so we need their picks. Depending on draft slides, we could walk away. I mean, I'm not expecting a lot of falls of grace, but Jacobs is the elephant in the room. If we're just looking at what Taylor get my big money, but giving other domestic needs, all like defensive back, linebacker, defensive tackle, quarterback, we may need to invest that money everywhere else. It really depends how they can show up for the rest of the season. I mean, whether there's a free agent or the right core is a priority. I mean, the issue with the all line is that side that Miller is a bunch of regular players. There's nothing exceptional going, and we probably should spend money on pro linemen to protect whatever on the next year, because we got Miller and Mumford for the forward's future at tackles. Parham is so cheap, he probably can stay out too, because we need to think long about Andre James at center. It's been doing okay, but there's nothing special about it because it's re-signing him that would cost us. Starting centers don't grow on trees, and we're tying it up in front of this. I would say you're gonna move it at one. I'm not very sure, but that would keep it like expensive, like at a more than 100 million against the salary cap, but 200 million, because it has a better solution on it. But my solution is, if they had to go for the Chandler Jones fiasco, just cutting him and extend Malcolm Kuntz just like 2 more years. I mean, who would have thought that Chandler Jones fiasco would be like an awakening for Malcolm Kuntz? I mean, give it that guy Malcolm Kuntz another extension for 2 years. It's been doing great. Whether it's other Chandler Jones, it does nothing.
I'm just trying to think of where to begin. Sorry, you bounced
Yeah,
all over
bring
the
that
place.
if you can, CT, bring that link back up. If you go down to the dead cap space, you'll notice the top 13 people that are getting paid aren't even on the team anymore, and the top 6 of them are over 4 million. Top
But
8 of
this is
them are
the
over 4
last
million.
year for
No,
some.
I understand that, but we still have problems, bro. That's what I'm saying.
And that's cool, but guess what?
There's a
Hunter's
dead
gonna
cap
be
right
gone.
here.
You not
12
paying Hunter
million.
What's up,
Renfro.
Randy? Anthony.
Yep. I mean,
Chandler
look at
Jones
Alex
is gonna be
Leatherwood
off
is
the
still
books.
getting paid $4 million.
Still
Leatherwood is
paying
still
Carr
Kenyon
5
Drake,
million. Carl
Kenyon Drake,
Nassib, I remember
Charlie
that.
Steve,
Yeah, that's
Carl
the
Nassib,
thing.
this is
Leatherwood.
last year.
Roderick
Peters.
Peter's getting his million.
This
Like
is last year.
it's a lot, bro. It's a lot. I
Jeez.
understand you keep saying it's the
Holy
last year,
Dude,
but
look how
bro,
long
it's
this.
no
Look
money.
how
That's what I'm
long.
trying to say.
Bro,
Like,
we gonna have
Yeah,
Look how
40
that's
long
million
this
next
list
year,
is,
bro.
bro.
I'm
I
telling
don't
you.
think y'all understand how this works, bro. This you don't just
I mean,
get rid of
this-
this over one
Hey,
year,
Hey,
bro.
Turtle,
boy.
I'll make a $10 bet with you right now that when we go into cap free and we go into free agency, we have like 50 million. I'll make a $10 bet with you right now.
I'm
I
fine
mean,
with
this is
that.
not about it.
All day. I'll take that bet every day of the
Bet.
week, twice on Sundays. We got
Bet.
30 million. We got 30 million. It shows you right there. We have 30. When the season starts and it's time to sign people, we will have $30 million. That's what we're gonna have. There's not
I mean,
gonna be any. There's not gonna be any shedding like you're thinking, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you. I don't think you understand how this works.
Yeah, but the 12
We're
million
going
that we
to have
hold
30 million.
under, I think we should get
That's what
back.
we're gonna have. It shows you right there. Cap space 30.749. I don't know
Yeah.
what you're thinking, but that's what we're gonna have when it's time to start signing people
All right.
come next year.
Yeah, but I mean, the 12 million, the old
Right here at the
Chandler
bottom.
should get back for the contract to terminal to the team. I mean, that means the biggest problem with this team. I doubt we can trade him after how bad it's looking at for a real option to cut him after January 2024. We can save 30 million, but it costs 50 million in 2024, 30 million in 2025. If anyone has a better solution, I'm all for it because we gotta start up front.
Right, I agree. Offense and defensive line. I agree 100%.
RM.
We don't have the money, bro. We don't have the money. So that's why everyone keeps wondering why we keep bringing up Adams. That's why. I mean, no one's gonna pay 13 million for Hunter Renfro. That's the low hanging
You're
fruit.
gonna pay him.
But
You gonna
nobody's
pay
paying
him.
that. I don't
You-
see
hang
I
on.
don't
Like you said, we got 30. Say that is the correct figure, 30 million. But that's going to change, being that we're going to be releasing players in free agency.
Thank you.
Players are going to be walking and freeing up more cap space. You know what I mean? So it's going to chop and change when free agency, before even free agency hits. You know what I'm saying? So
We're gonna have 50
there
million.
will be
I can see it
maybe more,
fluctuating
maybe
a
less
little
money,
bit,
but like that figure will change.
I don't think I don't think we're gonna get like no
I don't think
like
y'all
30 million out of and like out
I
of.
don't
out of
think
it.
y'all
I don't
understand.
know.
Okay, ultimate. Like where am I wrong? Like in saying that?
Well,
Like is
I
that
don't
not how it
think
works?
you're talking about the shedding, but you're not talking about what they're going to have to still re-up on as well. That's including Jacobs and any and everybody else that's looking for money.
Who's getting read up on that's big money this year? That's my question.
It doesn't really matter when you start to accumulate the numbers. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Those little numbers add
all
up.
I'm saying is
If
this:
you look
like,
at the list that we have, just like we all looked at it. We were all like, "Oh, let's look at the dead cap," and then it was like, oh, "Whoa, this list
but
is
what's
long."
our free
Those
agent?
numbers
Who's our free
start
agent?
to add up, rundown, and that's
Who's our
why
free
it's-
agents? That's all I
I
need
don't
to know.
know.
because
I don't
now-
know off the top of my head. I don't know off the top of my head who's going to be, needing money as far as coming
Yeah,
back.
I don't know.
What
the
I'm
contract.
saying is that it's not going to just be some huge one lopsided like y'all, portraying it to be. We're not going to just shed off a bunch of money because people are leaving and going without having to shell out a bunch of money for the people that we're trying to keep. It's just not going to work.
So
that
you
way.
mean to tell me
if we
you
keep
can't
Jimmy
you can't
next
free up
year,
20
that's
mil?
28 million. If we keep Jimmy on the roster next year, that's 28 million.
Which we're not.
Yeah, he's
So
not.
gone.
He's not.
Which is
staying.
another
He's
reason
not.
why I don't want him on.
He's
on
not.
the
No,
field.
he's not staying. Our
Hunter
cap space
Renfro
will
won't
be
be on the roster next year. He's gone. Who else gonna be gone? Kuntz is coming back, but Kuntz ain't getting signed to no massive ass deal.
No, he's not getting a massive deal. But I'll tell
he
you
won't get
one
a massive
thing.
deal.
I'll tell you one thing. Give him one more year like this year, and he's going to be due for a good year.
That's why you
signed
signed him this year because he ain't. I'm not
His
even gonna let
contract
it
is
get
going to
to
go
that year.
skyrocketing if he has another. If he keeps
Yeah.
trending upwards
Extend him.
next year, the way he's
You
been
got to
trending,
extend him this year.
you're going to have to. He's going to be making bank.
Well,
Yeah,
listen to the
yeah,
key
yeah.
words you're
Now.
just saying. Listen to the key words you're saying, though. Extending him this year means more money. That means less money coming out of your cap. I'm just saying. I'm just
For
making
other
sure y'all
years, for
understand.
future years,
Well,
not
I get that, but I'm saying, like,
but I'm just
future
making sure
years.
y'all understand that when you pull from one, you got you're gonna be pulling from
Yeah,
another.
so we worry about that.
Right, but doesn't that work the other way
extension,
too? Like if we're releasing players or players are walking out in free agency, that's freeing up space as well. So yes,
Yeah.
you're right. Like if we're
Well, we
extending
had
this contract, that's
enough
going to be on
space.
one side of the ledger. But if players are walking out, then that's kind of like
It's
you get what I'm saying?
even.
Like,
That's what I'm trying to. I agree. That's my point.
Right,
That's
but
what I'm
if
telling
you release more players, like that cap figure might change. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say is that figure is going to
Right.
change. It's not like that's
I
the end
agree.
all be all.
It's definitely gonna change.
That's all
I
I was saying
agree.
before.
I agree the figure is going to change, but I don't think it's going to change drastically.
I don't
enough
think it's
for
going
it
to change
matter.
a lot.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to
All
understand.
I was saying that it's going to change. That's not the end all be all figure.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
no, but it won't be by much. It definitely won't be another 10 million. That's what I'm trying to say.
I would say
all right,
if
just
anything
throw
at
10
the
million
most,
out the air, bro.
like 10 million. At
You
the
don't
most, like
just
10
pull
million.
10 million out of the air for your salary cap.
I mean, but I could see it with like
What?
if
Teams
they
do that all the
cut
time.
players and stuff like that. I could see
What do you
them
mean?
getting
they
an extra 10
restructure
million,
stuff for
but
several years down the line.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's not what they gonna do. You don't think they gonna restructure either? They ain't gonna restructure a couple.
They are
contracts.
going to have to. They don't have a choice if they're gonna this is what the Chiefs are going to start dealing with, right? You notice how they don't have anybody now, right? Watch.
Mahomes' big ass contract.
And he gonna be mad because he actually doesn't have a big ass contract. He actually is getting the shaft right now. But the reason he's getting the shaft is for the ability to get other players. But that's the problem. He's not getting those players. So he's going to have a problem with the money he's getting based on everybody else in the position. And he's the number one guy.
But we don't
So
have
they're
a
gonna be
quarterback
caught.
problem. Like
Right, we don't have that problem.
Jimmy's a problem, but he's not. Like,
He's going to be gone. He'll
he's
be
not.
gone.
Yeah, he's not
Hoping
the
he's
problem that other teams are paying. You feel me?
See,
Now,
and that's the
if we
thing.
get
See,
Justin
Anthony
Fields-
is saying it too. We're not going to save anything by cutting Jimmy.
If we get Justin Fields, we're gonna have a quarterback problem. We're gonna have a quarterback problem because you're gonna have to pay him $40 to $45 million. You have to. Because why? Daniel Jones is making that money. He's not better than Daniel Jones.
I
Come on,
don't disagree with you.
We got to pay.
don't disagree with you, but that's my whole point. That's my whole point about all of this.
Too, but it's like now
That's
you
my
have
point
you
when
have
it comes to
point.
Adams too.
Exactly, as well as when it comes to
still gonna keep him.
Jacobs. Bro, you gotta build. You gotta build the
You
team.
don't think Adams
There ain't no
is
way we can have
restructured?
Fields and Adams. Not once that 40 million hits that year. There ain't no
And then
there ain't no
take
way.
care of
So you
everything
don't
else.
think this man is willing to restructure his deal?
Who? Fields?
No,
Or
Play
Adams.
with Devontae Adams?
No.
Why not?
I don't think so. I don't think Devontae
He can go
Adams
play
will
for a
restructure his
contender
deal.
right now.
I don't think so.
He can go play for a contender right
You
now.
don't think this man will restructure his deal at all?
No.
There's no
I don't
percentage.
think so. No.
Why?
And
Yo,
real
tweet it.
quick, fellas, before we wrap this up and get out of
Yeah.
here, we got a little bit more, but I just want to show this real quick. I'm extending the sale for all Real Men Are Raiders merch till January 2nd. You can go right there, like you see on the bottom, 2pcclothingapparel.com. That's the number 2pcclothingapparel.com. Code PRE15 for 15% off all Real Men Are Raiders merch. As soon as you hit the website, you can hit shop or Real Men Are Raiders on top. Appreciate every single one of y'all. Don't forget to hit that like. January 2nd until 11:59 p.m. is when the sale is done.
Support your boy.
My
Sweet.
dog got commercials.
Yes, sir.
My
Yes.
dog got commercials. Shit, fire.
Sponsored by 2 Point Conversion Clothing Apparel. You already know what it is. This is one of the sweaters right here. You can find it on the website or on the Instagram shop, 2 Point Conversion LLC. Shout out. Yes, sir. Paid
Sweet.
advertisement. All right.
That was fire.
Okay,
You gotta get
okay,
in,
okay,
nigga.
okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, fellas. So we coming up on 2 hours. I wasn't even planning on going this long. I thought it was gonna be a short one. But hey, when we get
Make
into
sure
it, we
y'all
get
like
into
and
it.
subscribe. We get
You
this man to
know,
100.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I'm at 66. I was at 66 when I started the video. I'm trying to get to 100 before the end of the season, so I'm gonna try to do as much content for you guys as I can, be as on many shows as I can. Just keep trying to support everybody in the syndicate and try to put out everything for you guys in Raider Nation. So I appreciate it. Hit that like, subscribe. It really helps get the video out and build the community that we're trying here. So it's all because of you guys. I really appreciate it. And
Much love.
before we're out of here, let's let everybody know where they can find you guys. Like always, what shows. Turf and Rundown got their show tomorrow, Thursdays,
Spicy
right?
tomorrow,
Right, fellas?
Yes, sir.
Gonna be real tomorrow.
Absolutely. Thursday
That's
nights.
Let them know where they can find your guys' show and what time it is and everything like that. We'll go to Rafa, AR, and then I'll shut out with me. So let's go with
You're
you,
on mute,
rundown.
rundown. You're on mute.
Oh snap! Hi. Hey.
Go there.
Yeah. So you know where to find me, man. At the Rated Rundown. I got an episode dropping tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune in. Gonna drop it a little early. Because like you just heard, we're gonna do Turf and Rundown tomorrow, 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central Time, 7:30 Pacific Time. So make sure y'all tune in, man. It's gonna get spicy, man. You already know when it comes to me and Unc, man. We're gonna have all the fire topics, all the
Yes,
fire
sir.
stuff going on, all the fire vibes. So make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. And also, once again, if you're not subscribed to my mans, make sure you subscribe. Get them over to that 100, man. You know what time it is,
Appreciate
bro.
you, fam.
Appreciate
you.
everybody that's in there, man.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
What's up, Rafa? Where can we find you at?
Oh man, I just speak a lot for the Dead Cat Space because there's a lot of good takes that I just speak about for the Dead Cat Space and Andrew James and all these stuff like that. But you can find me on Rafael Chassin on YouTube. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram at El Capitan Rafucho. Also, on my Twitch channel, I'm playing NFL Maiden 24 because I just clipped that
Gotta
video.
get a game.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Real Man Raider, I need a Maiden face-to-face because we need to play one by
Let's
one.
go.
One versus
Sounds
one.
like a challenge.
Maiden.
Let's go. I'm down. I'm ready.
I'm ready for
I
the
think
challenge.
that
I'm
need
ready
to be
for
a
the
live
challenge.
stream. That need to be live stream.
Hey, I tried to do it with Leo.
I
I
need
don't
to
think
see
it
it.
worked that well.
Yeah,
Me and
yeah,
Leo
I
still gotta
like
get
that
a
you didn't
rematch.
call me out, Rafucha.
No, because
got-
after Real Man Raiders, I think the next one is gonna be between El Capitan Rafucho versus Afakasi Raider on Maiden.
Ah,
Probably.
Aw, I want to be there for that
Venezuela
one.
versus Australia. I got you.
All right,
I wanna
gotcha.
see
But
that one.
yeah, but I just wanted to tell you, follow my social media, Twitter, Instagram, El Capitan Rafucho. And of course, by the end of the season, at the NFL season, there's like a surprise, a new logo, and I will not get any details. There's a new merchandising coming at hot. So
Oh yeah.
not
yeah.
telling any details.
Okay.
It'll be like a surprise, new year. So get ready, folks. Get ready.
Nice.
For
That's
new
what's up,
merchandise
Rafa.
for Capitan Rafucho. And tomorrow I'll be doing like a live stream between Raiders on Civil Black Experience recap for the 2023 and the game between Raiders versus Indianapolis Colts on New Year's Eve. So you gotta stay tuned, folks. Stay
Yep.
tuned.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Rafa. Turf. Where can they
Yes,
find
sir.
you at?
As you always know, you see it at the Ultimate Raider Fan 32. That's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I also have a merch site, theultimateraiderfan.com. Yep, you can get some t-shirts and so forth there. Please.
Stickers coming
Please.
soon. Collaboration
Yep,
stickers coming
stickers is
soon.
coming. As you already know with the logo, but please represent my man right here, CT De Niro.
I appreciate you, fam. Reddit Syndicate, man. I appreciate you.
Real Raiders. Please subscribe, like. Let's get this man to 100 ASAP.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Let's
it,
get
man.
that
Thank you.
man 100 subscribers because that man
gonna
over
get
there,
there, watch.
Real Man Raiders,
You
he's
do a
a
special
great
show.
Yeah.
Special show on that 100 subscriber day.
Yes, sir.
AR, where can we find you, man? AR.
Things first, thank you for having me on the panel, guys. Really appreciate it as always. Everybody in the chat, I see all your names. D Menace, my guy. Leo Anthony, my guy. John Leon, Grizzly Raider, G Money Baby. I see you all, so salute to everybody. I'm just another Raider content creator trying to find his way. That's my channel right there. If you punch that into YouTube, that's Avakazi Raider. That's AFAKASI Raider. Some people have a little bit of trouble typing that in properly, but if you want a little bit easier, Raiders World Order. That's my click that I run with on the Mondays, usually 5 p.m. Pacific time. We do our post games. Like, we don't really get too much into hypothetical situations, but we talk Raider football, give our thoughts, and with a bit of wrestling flair and flavor to the show, and a bit of lighthearted comedy. You know what I'm saying? So that's my show. That's what I got going on. So if you want to just type us in and you'll find us. So that's what I got
There you
going
go.
on. But
AR has
appreciate
a fun show. I
support
appreciate
your
you
boy
for
down
being
below
on.
with the link. If you can, support him, TPC clothingapparel.com. That'd be appreciated. One last thing, I do have my own merch. Since everybody's plugging their merch, I might as well just throw it out there.
Plug it in, bro.
RaidersWorldOrder.myspreadshop.com. That's RaidersWorldOrder.myspreadshop.com. Got your Raider gear on my, clothing apparel site. So yeah,
Yes,
that's just
sir.
another way. So appreciate you guys. So yeah, go Raiders.
Appreciate you, AR, for tapping in, man. Thank you.
For sure.
And for my solo outro, you already know who it is. CT De Niro, Real Men Are Raiders. And like you guys been seeing, scroll across the bottom, 2PC clothingapparel.com, code pre-order or pre-15 at checkout. Get 50% off your entire checkout. That's only until January 2nd. So on shop, Instagram shop, and on the website, only until January 2nd, you guys get 15% off right now. Stickers, other merch coming soon, collaborations with Rundown, Turf, Protect the Shield. Shout out to the whole Raiders Syndicate, Raiders Solo, Nothing But Raiders podcast. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And like always, man, I always say it. I appreciate every single one of you. Raider Nation for life. Keep doing what you love what you do, and we out, you guys. Peace. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe one more time. Thank you guys for being on the show. I appreciate you guys.
Peace.
Peace out. Right.
Have a good one, Rafa.
Just win, baby. Just win, baby. Just win, baby.